Hi, I'm Tracy from Vision Dynamics, and today we're going to be talking about your new Optelec Mini Video Magnifier. You've purchased it, and we're going to go over how to use it and some of the ways you can apply it in your life. So when you take it out of the box, it may have a little bit of battery life, but you're going to want to go ahead and plug it right in and get it charging. So in your box, you will have found a case, nice soft case for you to put it in when you're carrying it around in your bag, your purse, your pocket. You also have a cleaning cloth for it, your wristband, which I really recommend. If it doesn't come with it on, you put it on. There's a little loop in the bottom right-hand corner underneath the on-off button. There's an area, and somebody, if you're visually impaired, you may need a hand looping it through, and then you feed it through to create the knot. That sits there, and then it's great to have that wristlet around your wrist as you're using it, especially if you're in the grocery store. We'll talk about that in a bit. Using it to look at price tags. If you drop it, it's right there. You haven't let it hit the floor. It's safe. So use the wristlet as often as you can. I'm going to take it off for the moment, though, so I can move around and show you the buttons. But when you take it out of the box, you're going to want to take your charger. That's this device here. And the big end is going to be the one that plugs right into the wall. You've got your different plugs that Optelec provides you. That's so if you're traveling maybe into Europe and they have a different power connection, you've got that available to take with you. But we've got our good old American one stuck right in there. That's the part that goes into the wall. The smaller end is the part that you're going to plug in to your Mini for charging. Now, and that charging hole is going to be found just above. If you look at the screen, on the right hand side you've got your on-off button, and then just above that is the hole where you stick in the charger. And let me feel for it here and plug that in. Now it's going to take a good several hours to get that first full charge, and there'll be a bright orange light that turns on. When that light is on, your Mini is charging. When the light is off, it's all done. So you can use it while it's charging, while it's plugged in. If you're sitting close to the plug, you can go ahead and be using it if you'd like. There's no harm to it. You may want to just get into the routine of every evening when you're done using it for the day, plug it in, just let it recharge overnight. You can't overcharge it, so you don't need to be worried about that. And just kind of get into that routine. That's nice because you never want to be out and about at a restaurant and you forgot to charge it and you don't have your Mini available to use. So like a cell phone, if you're a cell phone user, just get into the habit of keeping your charger plugged into the wall, keeping the little plug ready to go, and have it ready to plug in at night when you're ready to charge it for the evening. So I showed you where the hole is for your charging. Just below that on the edge of the Mini is your on-off button. So you're going to press that, hold it, and it's going to turn on. Now that's where your on-off button is. Then below your on-off button is where you'd hook your wristband in. And then along the bottom of your Mini is the toggle switch that changes the size of your magnification. Remember, you purchased it because it has a great 5, 7, and 10 level of magnification, 3 levels of magnification. Not to mention, you can always pull it away a little bit from the paper if you need a little bit more. Rocking that switch right and left changes your levels of magnification. And we'll do this again over some print. And then pushing it in is going to change your color combinations from black to white, white to black, yellow, blue, all that good stuff. So that button has 2 functions. It's going to change by rocking it side to side, change the size of your print, and pressing it in is going to change your color modes. 2 more things I want to point out. On the very back, you've got a little wire rack that swings out. And what that does is gives you the ability to, it's a stand, to be able to stabilize nice and level and smoothly your Mini on the newspaper or your book or whatever you're using to read with. So you can just glide it along. This way, when you've got a flat surface, you're gliding it along, it makes it nice and easy to use. Otherwise, you've got to maintain the distance yourself, just freehand, and that can be a little more tricky from time to time. So having that stand swing out makes it so that you can just glide it along at your convenience. So that's found there right in the back, on the top back end of your Mini. And on the last but not least, on the very top, right in the center is a flat button. It's oval in shape, and when you press that in, that's your capture button. That will, you know, from about anywhere from 2 feet in, take a picture of an image. You press it, it captures the image, then you can bring the image closer to your face, and you can even enlarge the image or make it smaller or change the color combination. So I'll go over these again, showing you in action how they work, but I just wanted to review. On-off button. Above the on-off button is your hole for where you stick the charger in. Below your on-off button is where you put your wristband thread through. Below that, underneath the Mini, the bottom panel, is your two-function button. One, the button that changes swinging it side to side the size of the print, and pressing it in is going to change your color mode. You've got your stand in the back, and then on the very top, your capture button. So that's a quick review. Now we'll go into more detail using the functions, and I'll show you on paper. Okay, so I've just swung my stand out. I'm going to turn my Mini on. That's on the right-hand side, just above the wristlet. And I'm going to place it down on my book. And I can go, you know, right up to the top here and go along and see the print. Now it takes practice, learning to use my, you know, the good field of view that I have, depending on what my eye condition is, whether I've got peripheral vision loss, central vision loss, you know, coordinating that good field of view with the motion of sliding my video magnifier along. And practice and patience. Just like if you used to use a handheld magnifier, the same thing used to happen. The nice thing with the stand is this is going to keep it nice and smooth for me as I'm moving it along. Now, I'm going to take the stand and I'm going to bring it in, and I'm going to show how you can just and you'll naturally learn the distance to keep it away from the paper. It'll come very naturally with practice. How I can, just keeping it nice and flat, just turn it on and bring it up to the newspaper. So if I want to, you know, read a recipe or a quick note about, you know, when the movie's playing at the movie theater, I can do that. And again, I can change my color combinations by pressing that bottom button where my thumb is in. And then I can also go ahead and change the size of the print by rocking the button. I'm at the largest. Pushing it to the left twice makes the print smaller. And now one swing to the right makes it a little larger. And one more makes it the largest. And again, you can also change the size of the print by pulling it away a little bit or bringing it a little closer. So that'll give you even more range of magnification. And then, say I'm at the grocery store and I can't get quite close enough to that, you know, price list on the shelf. I'm just going to get this little sign over here for convenience sake, just to demo. I can bring, you know, I can take my Mini and I can capture what's on the sign or the price tag. There it is, captured, it's still on the screen, and I can make it larger or smaller. I can continue to change the color combination on it if I'd like, if that helps me see it better. And then as soon as I'm done looking at that price or the price tag, or whether, you know, it's the men's room, the ladies' room, and I can't quite see the sign, I just press that top button again, located in the top center of the Mini, and the screen is back to live mode, what we'll call it. It doesn't save any of the images, you don't need to, it's just a quick capture, get a closer look at your image, and then you're ready to go. And then when you're all done using it, needless to say, you're going to want to turn it off. This is going to fit nice in a, you know, a shirt pocket, in the utility pocket of your purse. It's a great size, and you've got the size of about, you know, a deck of cards to be able to see. If you had a 10x You know, at its largest, it's magnifying 10x. If you had a 10x handheld magnifier, it would be about the size of a quarter that you'd have to try to look through. This is giving you, you know, a good size area to work with for portability. Perfect for menus, shopping, looking at price tags. Just terrific. And I also want to show you how you can take it and use it to quick sign something. Your check, a receipt. This takes some practice too, and you'd want to practice at home, but I use this quite a bit. Now remember, I have oriented everything to when I'm using it with the on-off button on the right-hand side, your capture button on the top, your toggle switch on the bottom. But if you hold it in your left hand, it still works just fine. It's just going to rearrange the orientation of where the buttons are. But I'm right-handed, so I'm going to put it in my left hand, and I'm going to tip my Mini up a little bit. When I've got it in my hand now, I'm going to tip the right side up so I can see the tip of my pen, and I can see it well enough that I can watch myself sign. I'm not going to write my memoirs like this. I'm going to use a desktop video magnifier, one of the Optelec clear views, for something like that. But if I quick need to sign something or fill out a, you know, a total on a receipt, I can do that just by watching through the screen, tipping it up so the camera sees the tip of my pen, and I can see. I use a nice, you know, a 2020 pen where I've got a very white shaft here and a black tip at the end of the pen so I can see it nice and clear, and I can do a quick signature. So practice at home, you know, make an X in a line so you can practice signing a receipt. But you'll find that down the road it's very easy to go ahead and you can sign your own receipts if you want to pay for lunch one day or whatever. You can have that independence back. So again, any questions on your Compact Mini, go right ahead and give us a call at 203-271-1944. And if we can give you any help on any other low vision or blindness products, you can visit us on our website. That's visiondynamics.com. Come to the store, or again, just give us a call. We'd be happy to help you. And thank you for watching today.